Welcome, first grade friends. I'm Mrs. Campbell, and it's time for our art lesson. Artists, we always read a book to inspire our art, so we're going to do the same thing today. The book that we're reading to inspire art is A Day with No Crayons. There's the title on the front cover, and then, of course, the author who wrote the words and the illustrator who drew the pictures. It's kind of a sneak peek of what comes ahead. A Day with No Crayons on the title page, the title, and then the author and the illustrator. If you want to get this book for your own library, or you can always borrow it from my library, I'm happy to share. A Day with No Crayons. Definitely a sneak peek of what this book is all about. Liza loved her crayons. She treasured turquoise, adored apricot, and flipped over fuchsia. In fact, coloring made Liza feel tickle me pink. Every day, Liza filled her coloring books with aquamarine oceans, royal purple plums, and screaming green dragons. She papered the walls of her room, the hallway, and the bathroom with the bright, neat pages. Then one day, Liza ran out of paper. Her coloring books were all full, and there wasn't a single sheet of blank paper left. Liza paced her room, unsure of what to do, until she discovered right in front of her one blank wall. Uh-oh. What are you doing? Her mother cried. Coloring, said Liza. Coloring your walls, her mother exclaimed. She snatched up Liza's crayon bucket. No more crayons for you today. No crayons, Liza cried. A whole day with no crayons. Liza shuffled to the bathroom, feeling blue. Midnight blue, in fact. A day with no crayons, she grumbled. She gripped the toothpaste crossly, squirting a blue-green streak across the sink. Now look at the mess I've made, she mumbled, smearing it towards the drain. Later, Liza trudged to the park and smacked her foot in a puddle. A day with no crayons is as brown as mud, she mourned, stomping around the basketball court. Do you see color? Finally, Liza slumped to the ground and brushed her grass-stained knees. The green wouldn't come off. Liza leaned forward for a closer look. She thought, that's spring green and jungle green mixed. Liza rolled over and found herself eye to eye with a lovely flower. Why, that color's not bluebell at all, she said. It's more like cornflower. Oh, she's starting to see colors again. Liza yanked a nearby dandelion and crushed it in her fist. When she opened her palm, it glowed. And this isn't dandelion yellow, she laughed. It's more like laser lemon. Liza jumped up. It's even lovelier than laser lemon. Liza mashed dazzling yellow dandelions onto her cuffs. Then she squashed deeper purple blackberries into her pockets and rubbed brilliant orange tiger lilies down both legs. Running through the park in her rainbow pants, Liza suddenly saw color everywhere. She dragged a muddy stick across the park, sketching a chocolate brown tree trunk with long stretching branches. She pressed leaves of meadow green, sea green, and forest green in the mud and squished them onto her tree until it shimmered. She gathered flower petals and fashioned birds that flew with her across the park. As Liza left the park, she scraped an old red brick along the sidewalk, drawing a desert, some camels, and then a whole caravan. Near her house, Liza gathered gray-blue pebbles and laid them side by side until an ocean swelled. Up the front porch steps, Liza scattered dandelions and petals until a sunset glowed. That night, Liza crawled in bed, arranging her pillows around her. Outrageous orchard, she thought. Magic maze. Wondermelon. Her mother walked into the room holding Liza's crayons. You can have your crayons back, her mother said, kissing her on her head, if you promise not to color on the walls. Liza eyed the crayons her mother held out to her. She smoothed the blankets on her bed and considered the coloring books spread out on the floor around her. She said, I think I can go one more day with no crayons. So, artists, this book is inspiring your art for today. Like Liza, see if you can go a day with no crayons. Maybe you can take a basket or a bucket that you have around the house. This is my daughter Sienna's. And you can go for a walk, just like Liza. And you will see that colors everywhere. Colors everywhere. Maybe in your basket, you might put a stick. And like Liza, you can use that stick to draw a tree, add some leaves to the tree. Maybe on your walk, you will find a brick or some tan bark. And you can use that to draw some animals like Liza did. Maybe on your walk, you will find some stones and some flowers. And you can use them to make an ocean like Liza did. Hopefully, by the end of the day, with no crayons, you could find color everywhere. And you don't just have to go outside. Maybe you could be like Liza and you can do a portrait using items in your room. Or you can use your items in the room to make a message. A day with no crayons. Hopefully this book inspired you to create artwork using all the colors around you. Artists, have fun creating your artwork today.